Light can hide, it can reveal, and it can create motion and movement. That's what it does in this piece. I want to think that there is always a way towards light. This is very poetic, but there is always hope, and through acceptance, I hope we can always find our way towards light.
Så stycket handlar ju mycket om att uppgå i det här sensibla, taktila, vara helt enkelt delaktig, vilket jag tycker dans handlar om faktiskt. Att vara upptagen av sina sinnen. Att vara i upptäckandet och att vara i det fullt ut. Jag vill nog sätta ordet upptäcka medan du gör det, skulle jag säga. Och det är väl det som jag känner dansen har och kan ge.
Men jag var nervös av att jobba med dans, eftersom i dansen så är det ju kroppen som är uttrycket, och jag klär eller gömmer eller förhöjer eller förvandlar, alltså vad man nu vill med kostym. Och jag vill inte hindra berättelsen, alltså, för jag är bara sådär, men varför ska de ha kostym överhuvudtaget? Och då var ju båda koreograferna så glada för att det var operan som skulle tillverka, för då fanns det plötsligt liksom oändliga möjligheter att kunna göra vad vi vill. Och de ville bara ha kostym och kostym och kostym. Och jag var såhär, nej, de måste kalsong, tyckte jag. För jag tycker det är kropparna som är spännande. Så att det har varit min utmaning. Att liksom försöka göra något som hjälper verket och som hjälper dansarna och som hjälper publiken.
If it's possible, I always try to also be with the physical warm-ups or the class at first, because then I get the physical feeling of what they are doing, and that, yeah, for me, sound of music is very physical. It's happening to me, like to my body, and it makes me move. And also the other way around, when I see them move, like what that moves in me, for me, kind of is in the sound. That makes any sense.
Yeah,
but that's how I, in the first place, got into making sound for the dance, because it felt like a really natural connection. And
I don't know, I think it's always special when you get on stage for the first time and you sort of see the whole thing come together. I think it's quite magical. Like the frame is really, when the frame moves around, it's very magical with the lights. You're working a lot on the abstract almost. You're just working on ideas and concepts and making models and drawings of things, but it's actually nice to actually see it in 3D and in real scale in front of you. And then you can panic and say, oh my God, it's too big, I've done it wrong.
I feel at times at home, other times very confused. I think I'm living a bit in this dichotomy of allowing things to settle and feeling comfortable with certain aspects of the work, but as well feeling like not there could be more, but there's something else. Maybe I can go through this journey in a different way, with a different perspective, and how does that inform the bigger picture? So I'm a bit in between. I want things to settle, so I feel safe, I guess, in one way, but I also would like things to have a little surprise, so that it doesn't stay the same, but it's a living being.
Do you know how did someone explain you how did it start the process? Because the first 2 days she interviewed us about what does it mean for us, what is loneliness, and through that we answer individually in this place. Actually, it was here that we were sitting like this, and then she came to the studio, and she came with ideas to explore, and then we figured out that all the tasks that we were exploring, it was based on things that we have said. Basically, she came one day, for example, and said like, I want to explore what it means for all of you to have a disorganized body. And then we realized that that was one of the answers that Michael said about how does it feel to be lonely, to be in loneliness. And disorganized body is his solo. I said that one day, that when I am in that state of loneliness, somehow I cannot look to the eyes of the others. So we explore what it is, the task of being 2 by 2 and not being, not being able to, you try to get the contact, but the person leave. And this is the duet. Mm-hmm. So there is a lot that it comes from us.
I always try to start from the ground, so I really try to put my roots into the ground and sense the gravity in that way, and then slowly from there, once I really feel it, it comes up and expands into the space, into the three-dimensional space. Helena was really, repeating and insisting on having this three-dimensional awareness at all times. So you're always looking around, you're always sensing the back, the front, the side, gravity, and at the same time you can shift the gravity. And for me in the piece, especially because I do start quite a lot on the ground, and then we slowly get up and you open up to the others, and it's a lot about sensing the others. So it's definitely, there is no solo in this performance. We are all the time completely connected. So every shift of another dancer, another person affects you. And so it's, by the end of the piece, you really feel this collective energy.
The quiet moments are the most golden ones for me, because when there's so much noise going on, it's also the same for me in the nature. Like, when there's somebody standing on the hill and nothing else is moving, then it's like being at the beach, and then closing your eyes, or being at night in complete silence. And you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard silence in so long, or it's kind of scary, but it's really magic when you can actually have a moment of silence, Stillness, yeah. Or being at the beach and just hearing waves, So I think that is also maybe, I'm just putting it together now, but once I whisper, it's kind of, just hearing something and remembering the sound of just maybe one thing, or So for me, I like the stillness inside of the chaos, let's say.
Sometimes it's good to just go. Like, don't think too much. Don't get inside your head too much, because the minute you have that dialogue going in your head, you can restrict yourself. And often it's great just to be influenced by the things that are happening around you. I instantly go to the floor because I feel connected to the floor when I'm able to sort of take my body off its vertical axis. So any time I can just visit a different plane in space, I feel more connected. And touch. Like, it's very and not necessarily with the hands, but just to kind of feel texture of different surfaces. So I start there.
Man säger ömhet. Det känns som att det fanns mycket ömhet på sätt. Hjälpa varandra att vara så här, stötta varandra så. Glädje.
Survival. Courage.
Courage, yeah. More question than answer.
More questions. Inspiration.
I would say flow and self-empowerment.
The meaning of existence, something like that.
Lite, vad ska vi säga, barndomsupplevelser på något vis. Att det kändes liksom att jag satt och tänkte tillbaka på lite på min barndom faktiskt.